hello. Welcome to another episode of the Armchair Pundits. Gents, the World Cup has finally begun. Long awaited. First of 104 games, one down, 103 to go. So let's get into it. Thank you for joining, everyone. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment on all things World Cup. We're going to be talking about pretty much as many games as we can. There's a lot of games to do, and we all have day jobs, but we will do our best to cover as much of the World Cup as possible. So I hope you are able to join and stay with us throughout the tournament. Gents, no guest or player, but I'm going to throw you a little quick trivia. Can you name the all-time top goal scorer in World Cup history?
Miroslav Klose.
Yeah.
Well done, Bev.
Full knowledge. Quickly, off the mark. Good job. Well, on to today's game. Co-host, Mexico played South Africa today, and the game finished 2-0, and there were 3 red cards. So pretty eventful start to the World Cup. There's been a lot of talk about the referees being given a number of slightly different rules. And as we've seen, he's definitely been probably a little bit harsh, but we can talk about it. But how did you think Mexico looked in comparison to South Africa in this first game today?
Boy. I think the game overall lacked a bit of quality for me, like enough quality for it to be a gripping first game. I feel like the thing that would have probably gripped everybody or got everyone's attention would have been the red cards, right? The incidences. The goals, the first goal was, a defensive mistake. The second one was a defensive lapse, as in they're just not focused on where their player is, and or to be fair, that was probably down to the formation change as well. But yeah, overall, I can't say I'm overly excited on the back of that game. Right? Yeah, brilliant. Is this the level? No, I'm just thinking, how many red cards are we going to now see in this tournament? Because the bar, hey, can I say the bar is low? Because I feel like that threshold isn't high at all. I feel like
no threshold.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll be honest, yeah. Before this World Cup, I was not kind of looking forward to it, to be honest with you. It wasn't inspiring me. But after watching the game, it reminds me of why I enjoy the World Cup. And because I don't have a dog in this fight, so I just get to enjoy football for what it is. And in today's game, there wasn't a lot of quality from South Africa. Mexico showed a lot more quality than South Africa did, but there was it's just a little bit. It's like they're just behind being they're a decent team, but just a little bit off of being like one of the best teams that are out there. And they do have some qualities. Do you know what I mean? I thought that Gutierrez looked good, likes to make late runs, and I think Quinones looked good as well. And he took his goal well. But I think it was a bit poor defensively from South Africa. I think the keeper puts Sitol in a very bad position, and his touch was poor.
What's his name?
Sitol.
What's his name?
Sitol.
Sithole, bro. Sithole.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah,
man. No speech impediments, bro.
I
Gotta get that right.
No speech impediments out here today.
For those that subscribe and know this show well, I am not the guy to attempt that. So we will just be calling it the first red card offence.
But I mean, Sithole, he had a mare today, to be fair. Obviously, he was partially at fault for the first goal, which Julian Quinones pretty much just hits it as hard as he can, goes through the keeper's legs. Keeper can't really do much to move his feet in time. But honestly, the red card, last man, you can't really do that. We've seen it before when a striker or forward crosses over the path of the defender. It's
clumsy.
Smart play, but the defender's got to look out for that. And obviously, he also puts his arm on him. So, he doesn't really give the ref much choice. Jimenez then scores a typical Jimenez header at the back post. It was a brilliant cross. But then, obviously, South Africa get another red card, Zwane this time, which seemed like an inadvertent, strike to the face. They collided. It looks like he's trying to move his arm out of the way to then get past the defender, but the defender's gone down because he's obviously been hit in the head or in the face. I thought it was harsh, but what's your opinion?
Well, first of all, can we just mention the fact that he was only on the pitch for 20 minutes, right? That's the first thing we need to mention. Yeah. So, when you're a substitute, this is for all of those youngsters that are maybe watching this pod, and you're meant to be watching the game. Part of watching the game is watching how the officials are officiating it. You've already seen that a player has been red carded and you've come on high energy, as you would expect, because your team are 2-0 down and you want to realistically come on and make a difference. Well, they weren't 2-0 down, to be fair. They were 1-0 down when he came on, but they were behind, is my point. I get all of that, but you need to have some kind of control and measure in what you're doing. And I personally believe that when he's collided with the Mexican player, instead of just trying to push him away, the movement is so aggressive, he's open-handedly slapped the Mexican in the face to the point where his head's gone like that and he's gone down. Now, the Mexican players have been doing that the entire game. So that was always going to be the result in that particular instance. Do I think, to answer your question, was that a red card? For me, simple answer, yes.
I don't agree, man.
Even though you said the bar's low for the refs.
The bar's low for, yeah. No, but I'm saying the threshold that they're willing to go to give cards out is low. So knowing that, you can't go in there and make challenges like that. That's the point I'm making.
The thing is, yeah, when you look at it, I think there's a bit of common sense that has got to be applied. He's in the attacking third of the pitch. There isn't, if you're saying that that's violent conduct, we know that he's gone to go grab the player and pull him back. We know that he's not actually gone to slap him in the face. That's not his intention. So, well, I presume that's not his intention. So, where he's in the pitch, I think you got to apply a little bit of common sense. If that was like if it was like where Mexico were attacking and that's happened, you might look at it differently. Or if it's in the middle of the park, he's going to look at it differently. But where he's attacking, why would he try to do that where he could potentially score a goal to risk being sent off? And he's meant to be one of the older players in the team. I don't think he loses his head like that. I think that like if they're going to start giving out cards for things like that, then the game is gone, man. We see it all the time when a player will like put his arm out and then kind of push off another player, or he's trying to grab a shoulder and get an advantage. We can say maybe they shouldn't do it, but wherever there's going to be advantage to be had, players are going to try and take that advantage. And I just don't think that's necessarily a red card offence, because then we're going to be seeing stuff like that all of the time. And if all it takes is for players to go down like that.
Well, what's your take on the third red card, which ended up being for Mexico? Because, again, you could say it was a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, although the player was wide of the goal this time, and you wouldn't have thought that he would have got a strike on goal himself, but he would have been in a position to maybe play it across to a free teammate had he got past the defender. What was your take on that one? Because you could argue both points. Is it enough for a red? Has the referee been sympathetic to the South Africa situation because they've already gone down to 9? What's your feelings on that one?
I don't think that is a goal-scoring opportunity in the way that where he is, the player that's in attack is not going to score from where he is. There would have to be another phase of play for him to score. He's going to have to either cross it along the box and for someone else to score, and you don't know if the defenders are going to get across to stop that from going in. I doubt that he's going to take a touch and then lash that from the angle that he's in to and score a goal from there. Like, if we're saying a goal scoring opportunity means where a player can have a shot from whatever speculative angle that he's at, then again, like it seems a bit crazy to me. And then VAR don't see that is necessarily they don't see that that is a mistake enough for them to overturn it.
Yeah, it's not clear and obvious. Yeah, it's not clear.
That's what they say. But I just don't. I don't think that is another red card. I don't think
I mean,
it's
Bev,
a cynical
to be
foul.
honest, yeah, it's a cynical foul. The next touch was going to be in the penalty box. I think some of the pundits were saying, look, that's an old school challenge. Leon, like, we've been there and you know what colour you're going to see, and we don't expect to see a red. However, again, I'm talking about thresholds, yeah? How that game was being officiated, and my opinion would be that is dogso, yeah? Clearly denying the goal scoring opportunity. For me, the defenders are not close enough to the skipper. So once he's beaten, he can, the striker that's got possession of the ball, he has two choices. He can shoot with no challenge, or he can make the pass. So for me, that's clear enough. It's obvious. It's a red card.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I think personally, it was harsh, but it will be interesting to see how the other refs continue following the, obviously, that we know that when FIFA put out new rules, they are very strict at the beginning and they start to ease up a little bit as the tournament goes on. I don't necessarily think this is a barometer to start with, because, you know, you could argue that, you know, especially the last two red cards were harsh, but we'll see what happens in the rest of the tournament.
Just a point on that though, because I feel like if we're going to be giving red cards for all of the last two offences, then this tournament we could end up playing five-a-side football. You don't know how many players are going to be getting sent off in games. It's a bit too card happy, and you want to keep players on the pitch. If it's a case of like really serious foul play, then I get it. And the first red card, I get why that was given. I just think that like the last two are just a bit harsh, and it will end up just kind of ruining the game, because if you watch that game, that wasn't a game when you thought 3 players would be getting sent off in at all.
But obviously, a good start for the co-host, Mexico. They'll be looking to make sure they at least get to the round of 16 or the quarterfinals, I think. But you know, they've got a favourable group, you'd have to say, and it'd be interesting to see what happens if they can get to that next stage. Well, we'll move on. We have to do some predictions. So, gents, I hope you're ready. I hope you've been thinking about your favourites, your team's routes to the final, and who you think the players to watch are. So, James has sent his picks in already to me. I will reveal them as we do ours. So, first of all, can you tell me who you believe will be the winners? So we'll start with Lamont, then to Bevan, then on to myself, and then I'll read out James's pick as well.
My favourite to win it, Portugal.
I'm going to go with France.
I'm going to go with Spain, and James went with France also, same as Bevan. All right, thanks, gents. So, a slightly different take. Who do you think the runners-up will be? Who do you think your team, who you've picked to win, will meet in the final?
All right, from the left, Lee. I like that. You know, we like to do things at the spur of the moment, keep the subs guessing. So, Argentina. I just like the sound of Portugal versus Argentina. I don't know why.
Messi
I just
versus
see the name in
Ronaldo,
front of me. Yeah, boss. I feel like that is the one that everyone wants to see.
Career-ending showdown.
Yeah, bro. That's it, man. Yeah, that's the one.
I'm going to contradict myself on something that I said a couple of seasons ago, but I think that it could be a France-England final.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I picked Spain as my winner, and I think they will end up playing France in the final. I feel like France will get to the final again with their strong squad. James has picked Brazil as his runner-up to play France in the final.
France-Brazil. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mbappe versus Vinny. And potentially Neymar if he makes it out of injury.
You never know. Never know. All right. Back to the normal predictions. Who do you think the golden boot will go to?
Okay. Got a lot of names in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go Jonathan David.
You're
What?
taking the mick. You've
As
got to be
your-
taking
As the,
as your golden boot, the top goal scorer.
he's looking at fixtures. You're looking at the fixtures. You're thinking Canada's got a nice.
I'm thinking
little-
he's gonna light up his group and get a bag of goals, and he will probably make it out. He's not gonna go far, but I feel like, yeah. And he's in the home turf as well, so I feel like that in itself is a little bit of a boost. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jonathan David. Love who you like.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Left
That's
field,
fine.
bro.
That is
Left field.
left field, boy. I think I'm gonna go for Mbappe. To be top goal scorer.
Yeah, my money's on Mbappe as well, especially as I've got France going to the final. And James also picked Mbappe as his Golden Boot winner. Shocks.
Maybe I should have
Okay.
gone with my second pick.
Nah, it's fine, bro. Don't worry. There's no points mean prizes on this one, so
Yeah,
It's all
Bevan will
good.
probably win that then.
it's just for the bands. So next, who do you think the Golden Ball, the player of the tournament, will be?
Oh, that's a good question, Right. In my head, Bruno Fernandes.
No,
It's not a bad
Bruno
shout.
Fernandes.
It's not a bad shot. Not a bad shot. I'd be hating if I didn't agree with you. Player of the tournament. You know what? I'm gonna double up, man. I'm gonna go Mbappe again for the player of the tournament.
Because I picked Spain to win, I feel like I need to go on the Spain vibe. And it heavily rides on the fitness of this young man. But I'm going to pick Lamine Yamal as the player of the tournament. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that he is fit. But we will see. We'll see. James has also doubled up, Evan, and gone with Mbappe as his player of the
Listen,
tournament. Golden
I did
Boot
not know what James
and
picked.
player of the tournament. It doesn't happen very often. I couldn't even tell you if it's happened before.
Nah.
I need to go back and check that, but
I don't think it's happened before.
I don't think so either. I don't think it's happened before, but we will see.
But he comes
will
alive
see.
in the World Cup, though, man.
He does.
Yeah. The last World Cup was good, man, especially the final, man. That was good, bro.
And that's the thing about Mbappe. There's a lot of scrutiny. He's under a lot of scrutiny right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does have a good tournament. And he's got an amazing supporting cast, considering how much talent France have. It's just how they make that talent work together. So we will see. All right. Who do you think the young player of the tournament will be?
Young player of the tournament. Young player. Sorry, I keep on pausing on this, but it's, there is a plethora of youngsters out there right now that you can look at and say, wow.
Yep.
I've got two names in my head. Three, in fact. I don't want to name all three of them because I don't want to give you guys anything of a boost. But I'm going to say João Neves. Against my better judgment, because who I want to say, I'm not trying to get called bias. So, João Neves.
You see, Kobe Menu. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on.
No way, bro.
Okay, we'll move on, bros.
All right, cool. Say no more. Over to you, Bevan.
No, but
Do you know
João
what?
Neves, yeah? I said João Neves.
No,
Hold on. What's the criteria? What's the age limit on the young player of the tournament?
21, I believe. Kobe's 21.
But I don't know if João Neves is.
I think he is,
I'm sure he's 21 on the
He's
money.
21.
Good job.
Yes, he's 21,
cool.
bros. Because I was gonna pick João Neves as myself.
Go on, Bev.
I was gonna go João Neves, but I'm gonna change. No, you know what? I said João Neves, so I'm gonna stick with him.
Okay. I'm going to go with Desiree Doué.
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's a good shot, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what?
I think he's PSG, to be fair, Enrique's done France a favour because he did some serious management of minutes this season for PSG.
Agreed.
So I think Doué and some of those other PSG players were primed. João Neves being one of them to do a thing. So yeah, that is my pick.
Can I just say honourable mention to Endrick, though? Because if he plays to the capability that he's been playing for Lyon, and I don't know if he's moved from Lyon now.
No, he
could be.
he went on loan from Real Madrid, so
He's
he's
All
on
right, so
loan.
he's gone back there now, back to
he
Madrid.
might be back next season. Yeah, but again, you're right. I have to say honourable mention as well. I agree with you. But the question is, will he play with the stars that Brazil have? Even Rayan's on a
Yeah.
thing as well this season.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Ryan could be
True.
playing.
Comes to the Prem like he's been here already from day dot. So
Yeah.
But yeah, James's young star pick was Yan Diomande. So definitely,
Okay. Yeah, of course, because they might
obviously,
get for
he wants
Liverpool.
Liverpool
Might
to
get
sign
them.
them as well,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
But I don't know
He's
if he
trying to
really wants
manifest
that.
it.
You
He's
don't
trying to
really want
manifest
that
it.
when the price tag goes up before the
Yeah.
deal's done. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we'll see.
They slap on an extra 15
Minimum. There's a Premier League tax plus World Cup tax.
World Cup
it's
tax.
It's the next tax where. So we'll see. All right. Next category is your Golden Glove pick. So who do you think? Which keeper do you think will get the Golden Glove?
I'm gonna say, I have to look at their group. Are they gonna get out of there? Ooh, that's risky. All right, now I'm gonna go against it. I'm gonna say Mike Mignon, and that's because of the defense he has in front of him. Yeah. I have an honourable mention. I'm going to wait for you guys to do your pick, and then I'm going to say who I slyly am thinking might just do something.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Unai Simon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Spain are my pick for the final, or to win it. But I actually think France's defense rock solid as well. So I've gone with Mike Maignan. Think if France are on their thing this summer, they could cause some real problems. James went for Unai Simon as well. So interesting. Two of us have gone for two different keepers.
So my honourable outsider was Yassine Benou, the Moroccan keeper. Now the only reason why is because
they don't concede goals. They don't concede goals.
So he got one goal they conceded in the knockout rounds in I think in the last tournament
in AFCON, and they also done extremely well in the last World Cup as well.
Yeah.
So gonna be interesting. So following on from that, who are your dark horses? Now these are not your dark horses to win, but who will be the team who you think will disrupt what we would say is the top 8, the Spain, France, England, Portugal, Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Netherlands. Which team do you think is more likely to upset and knock out one of those teams before the quarterfinals?
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say USA. Home advantage, the hunger, the pride in playing for their country. We all know that, the Americans are really patriotic. So I'm going to say America, man. And they are arguably hitting their golden generation right now. All their players are really quite in their prime. So, yeah, USA.
Okay.
No, I hear it. I've gone for Japan.
Ooh.
I think, they're a tough outfit, and they've been known to upset teams in the past. So yeah.
If I remember rightly, they beat Germany and Spain in the last World Cup, I believe. But you might have to look that up. But I'm pretty sure they were up there with that. Leon's looking around thinking, I don't remember that. But you know me, bro.
I don't want to sell you down the river, so I'm gonna plead the fifth and say I don't know. But yeah, no, Japan normally in the last few tournaments they've been impressive. So I do believe they did very well in the last World Cup. So I don't think you're wrong about that. They were an impressive outfit and they work hard as a unit. That's one thing you can say about Japan.
Just a disclaimer though, yeah. They beat Japan, they beat Spain 2-1 and beat Germany 2-1. I just looked while you guys were talking.
That's even better. Better than what you said earlier. So fair play.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair play. My bad. All right. My dark horse is Colombia. They've been pretty good in tournaments of late, especially in the Copa America, which was played in America as well. So they've got some really, really good players. They've got a good unit. Their defensive line is very good. So I think they can cause a problem. we've often said that about Colombia, and then they've gone into the tournament and been awful. So we will see if they can do a thing this time. But yeah, that's my dark horse.
I think, to be fair, they were unbeaten in the qualifiers as well. So I feel arguably their route to this World Cup has probably been one of the better routes than any of the last times that they've played. So
yeah, that's very true. Actually, we will see. We'll see. James's dark horse is Senegal. So obviously, coming off the AFCON robbery, as you want to call it that, they're gonna be strong. We've seen them in some of the warm-up games. They do look good. Results haven't always gone their way, but they've definitely got a good unit, and it will be interesting to see how they fare. Well, those are our predictions. If you have your own predictions, feel free to comment. We will respond, and please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and please keep tuning in. This is the Armchair Pundits World Cup special, just the first one of many. Please stay with us throughout the tournament, and thank you for joining.